which was Five Guys FC versus Martin Nugent. The score was 4-5, and we're going to see if Five Guys actually deserve to win. So first, let's look at the shot map. As we can see, Martin Nugent's goals were all from really close range and centrally, which meant that their XG was high and that they could actually do more with less shots. You can see that Five Guys attempted shots, especially on this right side, from very far range, which meant that their shots were going to be lower XG. And if we look at the XG total, we can see that Five Guys actually had 7.11 XG compared to Martin Nugent's 4.79, so they were expected to score more goals and win the match. If we look at this XG timeline, we can see that throughout the match, Five Guys FC were the better team and deserved to have more XG. We can see that they were very clinical at the start of the match, having 2 goals in about 2.5 XG. However, as the match went on, even though they got to 4-0, they had a lot of chances, which meant that they were expected to be at nearly 5.5 goals up at this point. Throughout the end of the match, they had more chances, but weren't able to put any of them away, reaching that 7 XG, which was ultimately why they lost the match. We can see that Martin Nugent started the match off slow, not scoring until the second half, when it was already 4-0. And then at that point, they were able to score in quick succession with relatively low XG, and were able to outperform their XG just by being so clinical. The overall stats are pretty even, apart from the total shots on target, which is the main shot differentiator, where Five Guys FC was actually really on target. It was just that they were shooting from such long range, and possibly that their shots were just aimed at the keeper rather than being placed well, that they actually lost the match. The key player for this match was Uriel. He had 1 goal from 2.17 XG, and you can see his chances were all high, which meant that his rating was going to be high as well, at 7.2 out of 10. Overall, his defense was also good, with 1 tackle and 1 interception. We can see that Adrian also had a good chance, which meant that he had a good rating as well, with his 2 expected assists and 2 good assists. And if we go to the bottom performers, we can see that Milo, even though he scored 1 goal from 1.22 XG, that came from a pretty high quality chance, where he was expected to put it away, but apart from that, he had chances which had low XG. Sweet Chili had the same thing, where he had 2 shots, which were low XG, and 1 assist. Overall, this match was very... If we go to assists, actually, we can see here in analytics that this is the probability of them winning or losing. And we can see that overall, Five Guys FC had a 75% chance and above chance of winning, compared to a 10% chance of drawing and 12% chance of losing. We can see that based on the shots that they were shooting, most likely score was actually 9-5. And so this 4-5 was extremely unlikely and was down to just unclinical shooting. You can see that Martin Nugent's score of 5 was carried out in both of these scenarios, so you can see that they performed as expected. Let's hope that they can have a better match next match.